So let's just say you buy a PlayStation 5 that is the disc edition, and you decide to yourself that I want to go out and purchase physical PlayStation 5 disc, such as God of War Ragnarok, and insert that disc to play the game. Now, let's go ahead and say that for right now, everything is great and fine because as you put that disc in there, you connect up to Sony servers and you get the very latest update for that disc, for that game. Well, with all of this kind of store closures and just craziness that I kind of see happening with digital games and digital media, it really got me wondering how great is it going to be collecting a lot of physical PS5 game disc when most of the time the version that is on the disc is absolutely not ready to be played anyway. Now, I know this because I played Ratchet and Clank from the very beginning to the end on the default or the version that it shipped with. Now, I encountered many bugs during that process, and at some points, I remember having to go back into save games in order to get through the game. Basically, it wasn't playable. Now, without getting that patch or without downloading that patch, then what exactly is that game disc that you have going to be worth? Even if we kind of go back and we take a look at maybe the PlayStation 4, lots of folks are collecting for PlayStation 4 too, and with this original version of Cyberpunk, we all know that this game wasn't even playable. So if I collected physical media for current gen consoles, then right here I've got a game disc that is absolutely worthless without the internet. Now, if you just go back one more generation here and you get to like the PlayStation 3, now, this PS3 game disc has been inserted into just my PS3 with no internet, and for the most part, the games are fairly complete. Now, again, I'm not even talking about downloadable content and new costumes and all that other kind of crap, but just the base game makes this disc valuable. Now, it gets even more valuable if you go back yet another generation to, PlayStation 2 with Stuntman, for example. This is the complete version of the game that if anything happened and stores went down, I still have this game disc that I could play on my PlayStation 2, regardless of when it is that I'm playing it in the future, and then obviously especially with PlayStation 1. This is Soul Reaver, and this is the absolute complete game that's on this disc. So again, I kind of my point being here is that you've got the first you know three generations, and all of these are great for those that collected physical media. But then we start to look at collecting physical media, in 2024, and for the most part, both of these game discs are pretty much invaluable at this point. So it makes me question a lot of collecting current generation game disc, and that doesn't even go into like the kind of the Call of Duties, which you have to download the files themselves if they're on physical disc. Well, anyway, I just want to kind of pass that question off to you. What do you think about collecting for current generation consoles? And if you are collecting for them, then what are you thinking if maybe the servers go down and you can't patch that game? Is it even going to be playable? Thanks.